Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is your girl, Miss Ish, coming at you today on Taco Tuesday, showing y'all how I'm going to be preparing tacos for dinner tonight. Every week, I try to switch it up just so we don't get burnt out on the same style tacos, from ground beef, carne asada, regular steak, fish tacos, shrimp tacos. But tonight we're going to be doing just a regular 1, 2, 3 easy step chicken tenderloin tacos, okay? I'm going to show you all the ingredients that I'm going to use. You're always more than welcome to tweak these ingredients. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, so if you notice, I have 1 bag of Tyson all-natural chicken breast tenderloins. They have been cleaned, and once they were cleaned, I made sure that everything was bleached down. Once they were done being cleaned, you don't want to play around with no salmonella, okay? And let's see, I also have my taco seasoning here, can of cream of chicken, black pepper, my famous Malibu seasoning that goes on everything. I have some king size taco shells. Then I also have 2 different types of cheese, a shredded Mexican style cheese and then the California natural Monterey Jack cheese. I'm going to go ahead now and get these chicken breast tenderloins placed in 1 skillet with some chopped onions and cilantro. And just to get them seared on each side before we add a half a cup of water and let them boil just to break down, just to shred itself, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so if you notice, I have one large skillet. I placed a little bit of olive oil inside this skillet, and I just have it on a medium-low heat. I'm going to place all these chicken tenderloins inside and put a little bit of seasoning, and then we're going to go ahead and just let these saute and sear on each side until they're brown, and then we'll be back once it is time for them to be placed with a little bit of water, okay? So we'll be right back. All right, so if you notice, now that I have all the chicken tenderloins in one pot, I'm just actually waiting for them to get a little brown on the other side, and then we're going to flip them. But before we flip them, I'm going to place just a little bit of the Malibu seasoning on top. And we're not going to use much because the taco seasoning has its own flavor and it has a lot of sodium already. So we're just going to put a little seasoning just to make sure that it has some flavor, okay? So now we're going to see if they're close to being ready to being flipped. And like I said, we're just doing this because I'm a little different. I like some of my stuff to be seared before I actually boil it, okay? And even if it's not golden brown, that's fine. We're going to be boiling this anyway, so I think if you sear it first, it just gives it a little more flavor. To me, it does. All right, so I'm just going to put them on this side for about 2 minutes. I'm going to add a little bit of more seasoning to the other side. And we're just going to let these sit here for about 2 to 3 more minutes. I may flip them one more time, just depending on me. One thing you don't want to do is play with no chicken, okay? You want that chicken to be all the way done because salmonella is no joke. I say that a lot, and I mean that. You do not want to be playing around, okay, with no salmonella. So if you're going to be cooking chicken or pork chops or anything like that, make sure you got some bleach. Don't be cooking this stuff without no bleach because you can get sick, okay? All right, so now that I gave you a little bit of my advice, I'm going to go ahead now and just check these one more time. Yeah, I'm going to flip those and let these sit here for about 4 to 5 more minutes. And then we'll be back to add a little bit of water. And then we'll let this boil for maybe about a good 40-45 minutes, just until all the chicken is all the way done and it starts to shred itself, okay? So we'll be right back. All right, so now that it's been about 5 minutes and I've let the chicken continue just to sear, I'm going to take a half a lime and just squirt lime juice all inside. And then I'm going to take a bottle of water and I'm just going to start pouring that bottle of water It doesn't matter if you pour the whole bottle or not. You want this to boil. So we're going to let this boil for about a good 45 minutes to an hour, and we will be back when it is time to shred. And I'm going to go ahead and get just a little salsa made, and I'll be making another video another day with how to make homemade pico de gallo and regular shrimp ceviche, okay? I don't have a lot of time to do it today, but I will come back another time and show you guys that video. So right now we're just going to let this sit and boil for about a good 45 minutes to an hour. We will be back when it's time to shred this and get the taco shells cooked, okay? So we'll be back shortly. Okay, so it's been a little over 45 minutes, and if you can notice, all of that water has already pretty much evaporated, and it actually made a little gravy. What I'm going to do now is just show you with a butter knife how it's breaking up. Now I'm still going to let it put a little more water and let it boil a little more, because some of it is not, you know, breaking apart as good as the other, like this part, okay? I just wanted to show you how it's breaking down. So we're going to go ahead now, add a little bit more water and let this sit for another 30 minutes or so, and then we'll be back to get these all plated up. We'll be back. All right, so if you can notice, it's been about another 35 minutes, and all this chicken has went ahead and shredded pretty much itself. I just took one big spatula spoon and just basically just start breaking it all apart. So the next thing I'm going to do, if you can notice, it is still a little bit of the liquid, but that's okay. I'm going to add my taco seasoning now. And I'm not going to add the whole pack, just half of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and add just a couple spoonfuls of this cream of chicken. The reason I add cream of chicken, it just gives it a little more flavor. I like it to taste, you know, kind of buttery. And even when I do my chicken enchiladas, I do them the same exact way that I'm making the chicken tacos. I'll add a whole thing of cream of chicken and a whole thing of the taco seasoning with green enchilada sauce. And so now we're just going to get this marinated with all these seasonings together. We're going to let this cook for about another 10 minutes, and then we will be ready to plate. So we will be back shortly. So now that I have everything plated up, as you can notice, I do have a small bowl of some already made refried beans and some Spanish rice. And then here is a little bit of the homemade pico de gallo that I made. I'm just going to go ahead and just add a little bit onto the tacos. And this is kind of spicy. I usually make different kinds. I'll come back at another time and make a video on how I make homemade pico de gallo and ceviche, shrimp, or even the imitation crab, which would be called hava. All right, and I'm going to add a little bit of sour cream. And I usually make my own guacamole, but today I'm going to use the guacamole sauce. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm going to try my best to get better with making the videos and pronouncing everything correctly. So at this time, I want to thank you all for tuning in, looking at my Taco Tuesday video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if there's any comments you want to leave at the bottom, please do so. And I'll make sure to give you all a thumbs up and a great big hug. Have a good one and talk to you soon.